But I want to ask you this. There's been a couple of rumours flying around, very much unconfirmed, about Marcus Rashford and a potential move to Arsenal. A few Twitter rumours are suggesting that Mikel Arteta might have reached out to him. How does that make you feel as a Manchester United fan, the prospect of Marcus Rashford moving to Arsenal?
I think it's really, really unlikely. So I haven't really looked at that and thought, oh, there's a genuine chance that could happen. I think that's way off. I really do. But as a hypothetical, I think with where Marcus is right now at Manchester United, it's been so inconsistent. Like, he's come through the academy, he's burst onto the scene. He's now got over 400 appearances for Manchester United. It's staggering. Like,
that's
how
amazing,
long you don't realise how long he's been about. You know, that young kid who got his debut against Michelin and then against Arsenal after that. It feels like ages ago. But he's just struggled for like back-to-back season or season in, season out, maintaining that level, like a high level. It's usually one bad, one good, one bad, one good. And you know that there's talent in there. You know that there's a player in there, but he's in his prime now. He's in his prime. It's not, this isn't a prospect anymore. This is a player that when he's on it, he's absolutely brilliant. But when he's off, he's nowhere to be seen. And that's where the frustration comes. If he went to Arsenal, there is that bit as a United fan. I'll be honest. I will be honest. I can't see him go there and do good and be happy.
Why not?
I don't want to see him go to Arsenal and do well.
Is that just because you don't want him to see him at Arsenal as a fan? When you say he wouldn't do good, what do you think?
No, do you
think he would do well though if he did join us?
I think Marcus Rashford, wherever he goes, if he's comfortable and the team's good on the front foot and he's confident, he can do bits. He's a good player, but I still don't think that he would go to another level, like a world-class level, and be smashing it year in, year out. I don't think that. I don't think that's what Rashi is. I think he's a very good player, but he just has to find that consistency. But I don't think he'd be at Arsenal.
Because some people have said that they've put it down to the fact that he's at Manchester United. That's why there are so many inconsistent.
Say. No, because he's had seasons where he's.
So you put it down to him as a player.
It's a bit of both. Look, the environment at Manchester United, I'm not going to sit here and say that it's been fantastic. I don't understand why all these players are coming in and failing. It's perfect here at Manchester United. It's not. Hence why it's all being ripped up as we speak. So that is definitely part of it. And there's many players and managers who have come in with good reputations to the squad and left with bad reputations, let's say. So it is that. But also there does have to be a level of accountability on yourself. Well,
but to be fair, there is a good example of this in Jadon Sancho, isn't there? Where he, came to United, really struggled. It's been a bit different to Marcus Rashford, who's kind of only ever known United. But he's then gone back over to Dortmund. Granted, it's a different league and it's a club that he thrived at before. Yeah. But actually, coming out of that Manchester United environment has helped him a lot to get back to his best.
Because he's more confident.
But you don't see that happening wherever Marcus Rashford goes.
That's what I mean. There's this perception sometimes that Marcus Rashford's an awful player. So, like, if he goes anywhere, he's always going to be rubbish. I don't believe that. That's what I'm saying. If he goes to PSG, he'd do well. If he went to Arsenal and played in a polished Mikel Arteta side instead of, I know it's Trossard kind of got the nod near the end, but instead of Martinelli, it's not much in that. He'd do well. Yeah. But I don't think that it's all Manchester United's fault in terms of just take all of the part of the player where they've got to show up. They've got to find some consistency within their own game, within their own structure, within however they're trying to progress. So for me, it would be hard to see Marcus Rashford go to Arsenal. Just as a personal, I know so many Arsenal fans, it would be awful. They would maybe try to see it as like a Robin van Persie in terms of if we get him and we win the league, it would be awful. If I saw Marcus Rashford go to Arsenal and win the league, that would hurt me. It would. It would. Yeah. But it's not going to happen.
Yeah. It's funny as well, though, isn't it? Because actually, when you look at, you mentioned going to that polished Arteta side and look at Kai Havertz as another example as well, where actually when he moved across, people doubted that move a lot. And all right, it didn't start perfectly, but by the end of the season, he was one of Arsenal's better players, if not, really linking everything together in their attack. So do you not think that Marcus Rashford might look at this and think, do you know what? I need a fresh start. And if that offer did come along, that would be perfect for him. Because also, let's be honest, he'd be moving to a team that's competing for more at the moment than Manchester United.
Yeah, he'd be moving to a team that's competing for the title, that's for sure. Have done definitely in the last 2 years. I think Marcus Rashford will stay. I don't think he leaves. I think he's had such a bad season as well. I just think he announced on his social media he's taking a break as well. Rashie tends to do that when the chips are down. It wouldn't surprise me if we had a really good season next year.
We've got a poll up on Twitter about this, by the way. Where should Marcus Rashford be next season? Arsenal or Manchester United? So get involved with that, and we'll take your calls as well. If you're an Arsenal fan, would you want to see Rashford join Arsenal as well? 03717 223344. If you're a Manchester United fan, how nervous would you be?
A lot of Man United fans have said to like I've spoken to, have thought like it's time for him to get a new challenge, but then. Equally, a lot of United fans are like, no, he can turn it around.
Like you said at the start of this little bit, you said that, actually a move to Arsenal, you can't really see it happening. Are there any moves at the moment, though, that you potentially could see happening were Rashford to leave Manchester United?
Well, the one that never goes away is PSG. Never goes away.
Is that the right move for him?
Depends on Marcus Rashford, doesn't it, really? I could see him playing there. Like, I could see him fitting into that team on the left-hand side. Mbappe's gone now as well. I could see Marcus Rashford playing in that league. He'd do well in that league. Do well for PSG, win the league. He'd do well. But again, I don't see Marcus Rashford getting to like a super insane level. I think whatever we've seen his best be at Man United, like last season when he's unplayable.
That's the limit.
That's it. Which is a fantastic player, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm not taking down how good a player he can be on his day.
But are you also saying that he won't be able to reach those levels on a consistent basis?
I feel like there's enough sample size to suggest that. But this for Marcus though is the critical time. This is the time when he looks at his career. He's not in the England squad. That's a massive blow for Marcus Rashford. It could be the catalyst for the rest of his career, this disappointment of not getting into that English squad and trying to get into the side for America and Canada, Mexico.
Just quickly, do you agree with that decision that he's been left out?
Absolutely. And it really shocked me that Gareth Southgate did. I didn't see it coming. So the fact that he did do that, for Marcus, it's got to be a big wake-up call, and hopefully he can bounce back next season.
Yeah, I agree with you, though. It was the right call, and actually Southgate made some pretty brave calls on that as well, and that was good to see, because there have been a lot of, England have got so much attacking talent, and Marcus Rashford, yes, he was fantastic the season before, but last season was nowhere near the levels that he needed to be to get into that squad.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app, and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.